Good evening, everyone. And this is Constance Vawter. And I'm here for the spiritual mysteries of life. And I want to thank Rob for hosting the show. And I also want to remind everyone of the magazine coming out March 10th. And to let you know also that my show is going to be changing. And I'm going to be moving to Tuesday, the first Tuesday of every month at 7 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. We've had a little make some adjustments for some folks, and so I had more flexibility, and I said, hey, just put me where you want me. And so that's where we ended up. And so March 7th, Tuesday at 7 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, we'll be on again. So, but it's wonderful to be here, and I'm so glad that you all came in, and that all that are here anyway. And we just are happy that everybody is doing well. And tonight I'm going to talk about some things that are a little bit, you might say, what is she talking about this stuff for? And I'm trying to make it simple for you. Because in reality, when we are, I want you to think about some things as I'm talking with you. And that is that almost everything, it is almost impossible to approach divine wisdom when we have preconceived ideas, meaning when we are taught things, and when you're trying to change your ideas and upgrade your consciousness. Now, I'm going to use a phrase that Jesus said, and I'll come back to this, but I want you to just think about it a second. You cannot put new wine in old skins. Now, just reserve that a little bit, and we'll come back to that. Now, if you seek truth, you must be open to it and not be persuaded by the old concepts. If just think of this for a second. If Jesus walked into your house, or just say you were going to sit down and have a cup of coffee with him, and he said to you, I want you to forget everything you know. Just wipe it away. Just forget everything you know. And you probably would say, what? Forget everything I know? Well, that's what about all the stuff that you taught and all that? He just said, just clean up, just make a clean slate. Because we want to put some new ideas, new concepts, and you can't put new things in old things. Now, everybody tries to place everything in life and God in a neat little box, right? And then they want to separate them. And why do they do that? I don't know. But if you would allow, just think of the word allow, if you would allow yourself to seek and to know divine interrelatedness of all things, because everything is related, everything is intertwined, because it's all God. Now, if you will find the answers to life, if you can think about that. Now, what I wanted you to think about is that when we are in the process of trying really hard to change our consciousness, we have to allow ourselves to be able to move into new areas of our life. Now, in 2016, when I came on the show, or started Spiritual Mysteries of Life, I didn't know just how I was going to move with that. And I thought to myself, you know what? I need to talk about something that is in my heart. And so I started talking about the I Am presence. And at that time, I was so new to so many things. and yet so senior in other things. Okay. And so I just started to say to myself, okay, with this show, what can I share? How can I service humanity? How can I give them something that will help them grow spiritually? So I started talking about the I am presence. And the Archangel Uriel worked with me at that time. And since then, I have worked with Saint Germain, Master Katumi, and Jesus. And I mean, I could all seven of the guys up there, plus the women, have channeled through me at one point in time. And so it's like, okay, how do we get this information to the people? And what is it that I can say to them that will waken them up and have them feel good about what they're experiencing? Because everybody kind of puts it in a box, or they hide it, and what that does is it puts your light out, because you're all light bearers, and you want to change, and you want to help humanity, and you want to change this world. And so in order to do that, you have to have your concepts open. Just like you think about your body, you have to have the chakras open. You have to be able to think about things and present them to yourself. Now, mankind thinks of God as a spirit with a personality. A personality, how about that? Residing in some place. He resides someplace. That's how they think of him. Now, I don't know how you think of him, but this limits God to man's dimensions. And we must take the first step to have a new concept that God is unlimitless. He is forever. God is not a spirit, no, but the spirit of life itself. Did you get that one? Spirit of life itself, and is universal. He is a source, your creator, however you can relate to him. I had somebody ask me a question, and it was, is not God then a personal God? Well, of course he is. He's very personal, but he's not a person. Now, I'm going to get on now. Don't pass out on me. Personal, as one identifies with God as being the very life of himself. We place limitations upon ourselves and upon God. And you think about that. God is only that which sets up the process of into motion, but that's not what it is. But spirit is the limitless and the capability of being all inclusive. Now, man is a spirit in a physical body, and it's infused with what? It's infused with God. You are God. You have God in you. The Spirit of God, which conceives and manifests all of creation, and it endows in the essence of itself. God is all in all. All has its beginning in God, and God expresses in and through all creation. Now, I want to talk about that a little bit, because I have been talking to everyone in regards to how do we get to where we want to be, and in the essence of knowing. Are you willing to uh, say the things that are in your heart? If we're able to, and we're going to talk about that a little bit later, but all the aspects of all there is. Now, when you think of him, I want you to think that he isn't out there in the sky, or he doesn't have a place down the road. He's right inside of you. He's in your heart. And your heart is one of the most beautiful chakras and has the most important jobs of all of the chakras in my book. Now somebody else could argue that, but when you love all, no matter what, if somebody hurts your feelings or sends a bad feel, you have to turn that right around and send them love. Remember, I used to always, some of you that know and listen to me a long time know, I always use the phrase, if you can't take what I'm saying, you put it on a shelf, or I will say, spin it. I give it a spin. And when I'm talking with somebody, and let's say that they're not real happy, well, then I try to spin it so that it becomes a happy, and then help them get through whatever they're going through. And that's really what it's, if we could help each other through the manifestation of doing these things, we would be able to help humanity in such an awesome way. Now, another question that was asked of me was, are prayers answered by this God, by our God? And I said, well, yes, of course it is. And then I said, but you have to pray rightly. And I said, what do you mean by that? And I said, well, you just don't pray for things or situations. It's not a true prayer. Prayer for God is to reveal. When you pray to him, you ask him, talk to me more about you, Lord, about your God. Know him and open your heart and mind to the truth and the goodness and the right action of God. Now you say, oh, how can we do that? Well, it is when you pray, you don't beseech God. You recognize the love and the power of God and the identity of yourself with him, because he is in you. He loves you. We're all given certain lessons. We signed up for one before we came in. And we decided, okay, we're going to do this. Now, each lesson that we take on helps us to get closer to God and how we handle it. We can rebel or resist, but when you do that, you're going to get a repeat. You're going to get the same situation, maybe a little bit down the road a piece, but you're going to get it again because you didn't get it right the first time. And recognizing the love and the power of God in a loving gratitude. You know, whenever I'm done with my prayers, I always thank him with gratitude in my heart, because I am so thankful for being able to do what I'm doing and share and give information that will help someone else that might be struggling with the very thoughts of people saying, well, I don't think you should be doing this, or I don't think you should be thinking like that. And when for all the right purposes, it's your inspiration to receive the good. And beseeching prayers are not always the answer. It's going in and asking him to connect you and him together. Because you know you are God. You know you have him in you. You're a spark of him. You know he's in there. And he loves you. He loves you with everything that he has. There, as we are moving, and I try to be careful how I move when I talk about the fifth dimension, because I don't like to scare people about that, and I don't want them to be frightened of it, because it's an absolute beautiful experience, and it's going to be a loving experience, and it is all that it's going to be, and it's going to be so wonderful in years to come. because there will be no more wars. People, there just won't be. And it's going to be a wonderful place to live. And it's going to be a world that everybody wants to come to. That's for sure. Now, another question I had, and then I'm going to move on to another topic. But and it says, how do we find God in heaven if it's not a place? All right, now I've kind of gave you the answers to that, didn't I? Because what is your body? Your body is your temple, and Jesus told us the temple is within. Now, this is what I was told. So when the eternal flame wrote these words out, I am with you always. I am not an entity, but the light of life and love that lives within you. You find me becoming still. How do you find me? By becoming still and feeling my presence within you. That's how you know. Now, isn't that nice to be able to think that he's right here with you when you're going through a difficult time, or when you're happy and you're so exuberant and you want to share everything with the world, and you're so excited, and you say, oh, I know. But what? He's right there. He's happy with you. He's beaming and saying, my child, I love you. And when I'll tell you, I think I may have shared this story with you back with the Holy Mother. And I had her in my home. We were allowed to have her for 9 days. And so in the 9 days, anyway, I took her back to the store, and they said, no, you take her home again for 9 days. And I said, another 9 days? Me? I'm not a Catholic, but you're going to give her to me again for another 9 days? I wasn't Catholic yet. So anyway, she said, yeah, she'd like to go back home with you. And I said, oh, okay, I'll take her back home. Well, then it was my 9 days was up, and I did everything I was supposed to. I had her all set up, and I did my little, my little verses and everything. I just did everything the way I was supposed to do it. And the day that I started to pack things up, and I was putting things in the box, and this was quite a large statue because she carries the baby Jesus as well. So it's pretty big, good size. And so I had my hands ready, not on her yet, but I was getting myself in position to pick her up. And all of a sudden, I felt this energy. And I thought, oh, and I could hardly breathe. And I knew. I stepped back, and the next thing I was on my knees, and then I was prostrate on the floor. I couldn't even be in the vibration. It was so strong. And I was crying. And then the next thing I knew, she was taking her hands and lifting them, put them under my armpits and lifted me up. And she said, my dear child, you have been chosen. And I thought to myself, chosen for what? I didn't know what was going on there for a second. And she just held me. Now, the energy in that house or in that room was so overwhelming that I thought I was going to just pass out. That's really what I thought I was. But she just held me there in midair. And I just thought, oh. And then then just very carefully, she lowered me down on my knees so that I could get myself together. And she said, now, Constance, we're going to be doing some work together. And I just I didn't know what to think. Well, of course, I couldn't tell anybody about that, right? Because I worked for the Catholic Church, and I thought, oh, about the time I tell those people that, I'll be an outcast. but anyway, that's what happened. And so, and then I thought to myself, oh my goodness sakes. So here we are. And so I have to take her back. And in the process, um, and I can't tell you what year that was. I don't know if it was 2002 or 2003, because we became Catholic in 2003. So it might have been 2002. I don't know. Don't remember. But anyway, it doesn't matter. It's that what I'm trying to share with you is that spiritually, we are given opportunities. And it's taken me my whole life to get where I'm at. So don't be short with yourself. If you've got a busy life and you've got, family, and you're running here, running there, and doing all the things, and you think, well, when is it ever going to happen for me? Well, it will, when it's the right time. God does everything on a time schedule, and it's his plan. Definitely his plan. And nothing that we do is to, uh, everything that we do, I should say, is that we are loving creatures, and we should love ourselves. Now, I'm going to get into that in a second. But I see some people I have to say hi to, and that's Angie. And let's see, what's this? Net Spiritual Wisdom. For the more information about the Star Nations magazine, please visit Star Nations website. Yep, I told you about that. Oh, my daughter Susie's on. I finally found you. Oh, good. She was worried about whether or not she could find all that stuff and find us, I guess. And Lynn. Oh, hi, Lynn. And then I can see Maura and okay. So we are in the throes of a changing world. And so and this is going to be a difficult year because it's elections, right? It's a 4-year, but it's going to be a challenge. But you know what we have to do? We have to allow ourselves to say, I have the keys. I have the keys to the kingdom. And whose kingdom? Your kingdom, right here. This temple is your kingdom. And what are the 4 things that they talk about? First, it's your faith, it's love, hope, and service. Now, faith is born through knowledge and understanding, right? Sure is. When one recognizes his or her own divine nature, when you recognize who you are and that you are in your authentic truth, that's very, very important. And I know I've shared this with you before, that you have a Christ self, a higher self, and you have a physical self. And so we are always in the process of trying to keep things balanced. And so when we're doing our work and doing our everyday life, which is work in itself, if you're a busy person, and when you recognize your own divine nature, you then have faith in God. You just do. People can say to me, oh, and I have people say that to me, I'm an atheist. And I say, oh, really? Okay, we'll see we'll see about that when we get all done here. And then if you have faith in yourself, you're going to have faith in your fellow man. And that's what's going to be happening in the 5th. Everybody's going to have a lot of things to get excited about because they're all going to be friends. That's what it's going to be. And the other, love is born through what? Faith. For when one has faith in God and feels secure in the abiding presence of God, one, then he has love for God, love for his fellow man, right? And love for himself. And God wants you to love yourself. Remember when I was, maybe it's been about a month ago or, well, 2 months ago, I might have shared with you that I wrote on my bathroom mirror, I am enough. And you say, what? Why did I write that? I wrote that because I feel sometimes, and I'll be honest with you, sometimes I feel like I'm not enough. And then I thought, well, why do I feel that way when God loves me so much? Why do I have to look I don't have to look any place for the love because it's within me and he loves me and I know that. Just like I want you to know that. I want you to feel it. I want you to know that he loves each one of us. Doesn't matter who you are, he loves you. And he's ever so gracious and generous, and he has compassion. And when you start thinking about those words and you think about joy and harmony and peace and mercy and grace and all the things that he has for us, then you have to stop and you have to think about those other words, and you forget them. You gotta just forget them. Drop them out of your vocabulary if it's possible, because it'll mess things up. It does. And God feels secure when we think of our faith in God, and it feels secure is what I'm trying to say, in the abiding presence of me. Now, when you have got love for God, love for your fellow man, and love for yourself, when you know the truth, you must love yourself. Not in vain, not boastfully, but a way of recognition of your divine origin and your divine nature. When you become aware of your oneness with God and with all of humanity, there is hope. Now there's the word hope, for a better world to come. And you can envision the brotherhood of mankind. Can you just envision it? If everybody, all of the brotherhood of mankind became a reality through the love of his fellow individual being. Can you imagine that if everybody started loving everybody? And I don't mean, love, 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 that kind of love. I'm talking about unconditional love. Just because you're you. They love you just because you're you. You don't have to be anybody different. You're just you. And isn't that exciting? And then we have service. And service is the master key. When you give service, and when you are demonstrating each of the 4 factors that I've just talked about, and that's faith, hope, love, and service, these are the keys that will open the door for you. All too often, this knowledge is merely intellectualized and is not put into practice. It might be well to ask the question, do I carry my keys, how about this, in my pocket? Or do I use them to open the door? Are you conscious every moment of the day that you are one with our God, or source, or creator, whichever you want to call him? This divine power is not something which you must reach out for and someday hope to gain. You don't have to. It is here right now within you, and you can never be separated from it. How about that? It is life eternal because you are with God eternally. Even when you leave this earthly physical body, you are with Him in eternity. And do you recognize the reality of your own being? To know that you are God's creation. And as an expression of God, you therefore are what? Divine. Isn't that I just love it when I channel and I hear things about divine love and divine essence, and I'm thinking to myself, oh, this is too exciting. And when you truly recognize your reality, you would allow yourself to express the things which come forth from your mouth and from your mind and from your everyday life. Now, if you're holding your divine image in your mind, and you would censor some of it. Sometimes I have to do that. And the words which you project. For once you have spoken, and I'll just use this as a phrase, as an unkind word or a thought that isn't real kind, it can never be drawn back in. Because why? It is free to circulate in the ether to do what? Its damage. Whenever it comes in contact with a receptive soul, the soul receives it and holds it, and it can hurt. So the real thing for us is to understand that we are constantly, I love this word, broadcasting. We are constantly broadcasting, and you will realize just how much power you have that's good or bad. Your thoughts and your words are working for the good or the bad for humanity. So if you ask yourself, I want to be a service to humanity. So the first thing you have to do is then check your how your words are, how your thoughts are, and say, how do I want to present these words? How do I want to help somebody? And then allow only that which is divine to be expressed through you, because you can do that. And you will then be using the keys. The door will open, and guess what? The kingdom will be yours. That's just part of the gems of truth. And when we're doing things, I don't know if we have time tonight, but I'm going to channel. And but if there's when I get done with the channel, if we have enough time, I'll even do some readings if anybody wants one. So because this is such a delicate time, and everyone needs to know that there's a essence of knowing that life and that which is to be is such a miracle. So let's go and let's let them in, okay? Dearly beloved, we come here this evening giving you all the love that the creator of this world can give, and of the other worlds as well. We are here to assist and give assistance to everyone who needs. All you have to do is ask. If you are in need of anything in particular, all you have to do is call out for an angel, for your guides, for your counsel to help you make decisions, to help you with anything that you're in need of, for the aspect of all. And we know that this year is going to be a fast year, a complex year, and know that your essence of who you are and what you believe is all that is necessary for you, and knowing that your source is the ultimate goal, knowing that that which is within you is going to guide and direct and bring you to a consciousness that will help you throughout all of your endeavors. We are here in the angelic realm to give you that which is to be. We are here to give that and all there is for each and every one of you are divine beings. You have your highest self. You have a Christ self that lives within you. You have your physical self. And bringing these three together in the threefold flame that lives within your hearts, we know that that which is to be will guide and direct you. Your Creator, your God, has made it possible for this individual to channel through and give this information. We are very, very pleased to be able to send each and every one of you a blessing, and knowing that you are the magnificent, that you are divine, that you are divine love and that which is. We are here to present you with the ever glowing, ever being that you are, and that I am. And remember that you are in the I am presence, and blessings be. Okay. Okay. Okay, I can hardly see what it says there. Constant broadcasting. All right, Constance is going to channel and possibly do reads. Okay. All right. I think if anybody wants me to do a reading, if they want to pop it up there, I'll see what we can see what we can do, because we've got some time. And if not, that's all right.
What would you like put up on the screen?
Oh, it's just if somebody, Rob, sends something over and wants to me to do a reading, I will. I mean, they gotta say yes, they want one, or no, they don't want one, or whatever. Uh-huh. And some people don't. And if that's all right, well, I'll talk about something else.
They're coming in. I'm just waiting for them to come up on the.
Oh, okay. I know there's a delay there. So while we're waiting for that, oh, Dan is here. Hi, Dan. That's my nephew. And Minnie's here. Oh, Minnie, hi. How are you, honey? And Suzanne, that's my daughter. She just says hi. She finally found you. That's pretty cool. Oh dear. I want to thank you for being here. And Minnie is here. Hi, everybody. All right. Oh, there's one that said, may I have a reading, please? But I didn't see the name on it. The reading.
They're coming in weird. Angie was first.
Oh, Angie, would she? Oh, please. Oh, okay. I got it. Okay, I got it. Okay. All right, Angie. Let's see where we can go here. All right. Now, Angie, I'm coming, and as I come before you, I'm seeing a little, like a hummingbird. And I don't know if you relate to the hummingbird or not, but it's coming in and just humming. You know, they just it's at a feeder, and it's just being there. And what I'm sensing is that I am trying really hard to get involved with a particular situation, and it's saying that you're looking for something quite hard. And what I'm sensing is that you need to back up a little bit and just breathe. For some reason, it's an affair of the heart. And so, because they took my hand and put it right on my heart. So, somewhere along the line here, it's a heart affair. So, and that could be family, it could be your children, it doesn't have to be a lover, it could be a family situation. Because when anything comes from the heart or goes to the heart, that chakra covers a tremendous amount of area. And as you're looking and seeking, I want you to place, they're showing me a bench, or maybe it's a chair. No, it looks like a bench, a small bench, and it's sitting in a garden. And it's like, would you go to the garden and just sit and just go within yourself and feel the vibration, because they're going to give you an answer. And in order for you to receive the answer, they're saying if you can go to the garden, and I don't know where you live. Now, if you're located and it's really cold, bundle up. And if you could, go sit and be where you can at least get quiet for a few minutes, you will you're going to feel the vibration in your chakras. So you're going to end up with a gut feeling, if you'll excuse me for using that forceful, but it's going to be like, for you, a gut feeling. And then you're going to know what the outcome will be. And blessings be, honey. It'll be all right. Okay. Okay, Lynn, I got to look at that. Okay. All right. Lynn, I'm coming in with a very high hierarchy vibration. I'm coming in with a master vibration. So I'm saying to you that what you're working with and what you're doing is an absolute truth. So as you step forward, move forward in your own authentic truth, but knowing that the master vibration in which you will be working is coming from the hierarchy, and you will be given information that will help you in your endeavors. And a blessing also is coming in. And so with that, knowing that all is in balance for you, and blessings be. Wow, that's pretty powerful. Yes, okay. Martha. Okay. All right, Martha and Rose. Now, Martha, I don't normally give material readings. I should have probably tell people that up front. When I do readings, I try to give them spiritual readings for their higher self, because that's what I do, the work I do. And but for you, I'm feeling that there's a material question here, and I'm going to say to you that I want, you know how you, when you row a boat, and you're going backwards, you have to switch the oars to go forward. That's what they're showing me. It seems like for some reason you've been rowing and you think you're going in the right direction. Then all of a sudden it's like, oops, I got to shift. Now I got to go in the other direction. And it's like, okay, all right, why am I doing that? Well, that's just saying is that for some reason you've been walking down a very materialistic road, and you're now changing and saying, okay, enough of this stuff. I need to be where I need to be, and I'm going to get there one way or the other. And so I really feel that you're going to be taking a step, two steps, and then three more. So when you do these steps, honey, take them slow and easy, one step at a time. Have you ever seen somebody try to run up the steps and all of a sudden they're going back down the steps, or they slip and then they slide? So take it with as slowly and methodically as you can. Do not try to push, because sometimes when you do that in your spiritual work, and this is where I'm seeing, is that you will go backwards before you can go forward. So with that, I want you to know that you are going to move forward. And each time, each level that you take and move forward, be sure that your footage is strong, that your method is strong, and that you are in harmony with yourself and in balance, and knowing who you are. And blessings be, my child. Oh, man, that's pretty good. All right. Lisa Crawford. All right. All right. I know. I know. Oh, okay. Lisa, you are moving in a very, very positive vibration. You are going to be going in a circle, and then it's going to go in counter circle. So that reminds me of something. Now, I don't know quite how this works, but I'm going to give it to you just the way they're showing it to me, because I'm going to counterclock this. And when you see a horse and it's going counterclockwise, that horse usually has been trained in trick riding. They don't trick riding going in the clockwise. They are trained in going counterclockwise. And that's very difficult to be a trick rider. And it's awesome to watch. So I believe that you are going to be doing some fancy footwork, so to speak. And then once you have achieved the work that you need to do there, the clock or then you're going to switch and move forward, and it will be in a new realm. You're going to be going into a higher dimensional realm and working with, I'm going to say, spiritual beings who have never walked the earth. They have only been in the I hope I'm hitting her right, in the astral plane, the higher aspect of things. So with that, Lisa, you're going to be doing some very artistic work, and it will be kind of hard at first, but you will tackle it and do extremely, extremely well. And when you do all this work, it's going to come back full circle, and you're going to be able to do a tremendous amount of work and help for humanity. And God bless you, dear. Okay. Okay. Well, hi, Dan. I don't know if Dan needs a message or not, but I saw him yesterday, so. And I gave one to Lynn. Okay. Oh, Deborah. Hi, I love reading. Oh, I sure do have time. I do have time, Deborah. That's wonderful. All right. Um, all right, Deborah. I'm coming in and I'm sensing that there's some things that are spiritual things that you're doing, but I also sense an inner peace with with your work. I'm seeing the color of ruby red or a golden ruby color. It's golden ruby, and that denotes to me that you're working either with the Jesus vibration and working with the elements. Now, I don't know if you're working with crystals or if you're starting to work with crystals. Something here shows me that you're going to be working with a particular color, and then you'll move to another color. But in the beginning, I feel like it has something to do with the ruby red. And there's a wonderful aspect of what is happening. It's a place where I want to be, and I'm placing everything that I have there, and everything is in perspective, and I'm placing everything very neatly. And I don't know if you're making an altar or placing and getting things ready. It's going to be a wonderful experience. And I think that when you one of the things that I would say for you is that you are a divine creature in your own right, and you have the ability to do many things. So zero in on the thing that is the easiest for you now. And then as things get easier, then you can advance more. But take it easy. Get excited when you want to get excited. That's okay. And be sure and love yourself. And I want you to do something for me, Deborah. Take a nice, if you have red lipstick, the darker the better, write on your mirror, I am enough. Because I feel you are more than enough. You have some wonderful aspects of what's going to be happening to you, and you are going to be moving up and in and out of things so quickly. But be careful that you don't go too fast, because I feel like I get a little dizzy. So whatever you're doing, just kind of slow it down a little bit so that you don't get an imbalance, okay? Keep your balance strong and firm and grounded, okay? And God bless, my dear. And Minnie, okay, Minnie. Do we have time? What time is it? 8:56.
We've got
Yeah,
time.
we got time. Okay. Okay, wonderful, Minnie. And I hope you're enjoying your move. And I know that you moved away, and so did I. But we all make it, and it's wonderful. And when you move, a lot of things change spiritually for us. And I'm feeling that I know you left a lot behind, but I truly believe that there's a new unfoldment, a new something new coming for you, and it's delicate, and it's a process that you'll be able to master, and you're going to be doing some very, very creative work with it, and you may even be writing. I see. Oh yeah, you are going to write, and I'm seeing the aspect of what you're trying to do here, and it's like, oh, I knew, but I didn't know it would be this good, this comfortable. So it is well that in your new move and what you're experiencing and everything. And so knowing that you're going to be moving up in spiritually. Now, I try to keep most readings on a spiritual level, because that's really what we're all about. I'm not into if I'm going to get a new car today or if I'm going to get a new house. I don't get into that, because God will take care of all that. But what I want for you to know is that He is taking care of you spiritually, and is going to make it possible for you to do some of the most creative work you've ever done before. And God bless you, Minnie. What a day. What a vibration. Woo, good deal. Blessings. Mm. Oh, Rob, you would like one? Okay. Do we got time? Well, we'll make time. All right. All right. All right, Rob. I'm coming into a I'm coming into something new, and I realize that this is all new, but this is an addition to the new. You're going to be involved in getting things at a different level. It's there's something, and I'm going to say it has to do with music, and I mean, yeah, it is. It's going to be something that you're going to open up, and you're just going to. It's going to be music that you're going to receive it channeling. you're going to be just sit back and start playing, and then the words are going to start coming out of your mouth, and you're going to have to either stop playing and write it down, or you're going to have somebody else record it so that you can get all the words in. And what they will be are words of wisdom and compassion, of love for the future. You're going to be writing music for the future of the fifth dimension, sir. And blessings be. Woo! Okay, now I know we're at the top of the hour. And this has been so much fun. I can't tell you. And I hope you all enjoyed tonight's show. And if it didn't resonate with you, just put it on the shelf, and it'll come. It does. It does. And when aspect of everything comes, you will be. It will be now. I'm going to read you my little things that I always say. Live for the joy of living. Love for the joy of loving. Give for the joy of giving. And serve for the joy of serving. And it is an honor and with gratitude that I have served you this evening. And I hope and pray that everything, and I love you too, sweetie. And I love you all. You just made my evening, and I hope that you will benefit from the information that was given. And blessings be to each and every one of you. Until the next time.